I'd like to tell you one of my favorite stories. I cannot remember where I first heard it, and I'm sure I've embellished it a drop, but it makes a point, and so let me tell it to you. There was a man and a woman walking down the street holding hands because they thought they were in love with each other. And as they were walking down the street, they passed some shops. And the woman pulled the man over to look in the window of the store, and she said, "Look at that red dress. Oh, I love it. I'd really like to have that dress." And the man said to her, "You kidding? Did you see the price tag on that dress? You have to stop wanting things that you know we can't afford." Now I always say to the parents at one of my seminars, "Ladies, tell the men, how does that woman feel right now?" And the women come out with things like, "She feels terrible. She feels awful about herself. She doesn't even really want to be with him. He made her feel like she was worthless." And the men in the room are going, "Huh?" They cannot believe that that one little statement from him would bring up those negative issues in her. Yes, it's true. It does. So we want to fix the story up, and now I tell it differently. So a man and a woman are walking down the street holding hands. They think they're in love with each other. And they pass some shops. And the woman pulls the man over and says, "Look at this red dress. Boy, would I love to have it." And he says to her, "Oh, and how I would love to buy it for you. Because if you wore that dress, you'd be the most beautiful woman in the world. I hope someday I can get you a dress just like that." Well, now the women in the class are describing her feelings as, "Oh, she feels wonderful, she feels beautiful, she feels so loved, she feels like the most beautiful woman in the world, and she hasn't gotten the dress." And the men are sitting really perplexed in the room. Really? Yes, really. Because when you are heard, when you are validated, when you are not told you're bad for wanting, for dreaming, for just loving something, when the person who's supposed to love you hears you, that's the greatest gift of all. So what I'd like to suggest today is you remember the red dress story when you are not sure how to handle your children. Let that be your guide. You don't have to give in to them. You don't have to get them everything they want. But hear them, validate them, let them know they're worthy of it, and that you know someday they'll have stuff just like that.
If I could give you